was a lot of fun. All right, Joe. For the first time in a long-ass time, we got the Young Guns podcast. Give me that countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get over here! Hi, I'm martial art master Daniel Pacina. You know me as the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, and Smoke. You are tuning in to NerdCage Live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Don't miss an episode or you'll get caged. So let's finish him.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Nebor from Dog Eat Dog, and you're watching NerdCage Live. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. These are great guys doing what they love to do.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
This is Ernie C. from Body Count. You're tuned into NerdCage. Can you like and subscribe?
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe. Okay. Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom! Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Hey guys, it's the original Shao Kahn, Brian Glenn, and I'd like you to subscribe to NerdCage Live.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Doc Coyle, the man from Bad Wolves and God Forbid. I want to let you know right now, please subscribe to NerdCage Live.
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. This is Robert Meyer Burnett, and I'm telling you to go get in the cage, the NerdCage Live. And you watch, you like, you subscribe.
And you come back and you hear some cogent discourse about all things nerdy.
NerdCage Live, do it.
Hi, my name's Kev Bayless, designer or redesigner of Donkey Kong, designer of Diddy Kong, Jago, Enderkurken, and Whizpig. You can't beat me! But what you want to do is subscribe to NerdCage, the YouTube channel. Just go there, subscribe, because you know it makes sense. And that's that.
Hi, Heather the Neatheart here. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow NerdCage Live.
It has begun.
If what you say is true, the Shaolin
And the NerdCage
could be dangerous.
Greetings, citizens. You're now trapped in a NerdCage. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello and welcome. That's right. Once again, you are trapped in NerdCage Live. This channel is a celebration of all things pop culture. So if you're new to the channel, if you're coming from the hub, if you're coming from Kid Blue and the Young Guns podcast, please hit that like button and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. I'm your co-host, JCG, certified geek, 7 days a week. Coming to you live from yours truly, the land of the orange of Syracuse, New York. And always among us is our moderator and trollhammer, stronger than the DK Banana Summit, is Joe of FallenOne Gaming. Please introduce our kick-ass guests tonight.
Yes, tonight we have Kid Blue and Kush from the Young Guns podcast. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hey man, I'm
good.
Doing amazing.
Awesome.
It's been a little bit, but we back.
Hey, you caught us at a great time.
Let's just get right into it.
You caught us at a perfect time, man.
If you guys don't know, I'm a diehard New York Giants fan. That's why I have so many connections with these Giants content makers. Last week we had Vicious on. You know, other content makers have been on here as well from the Giants side community. And we planned this a while ago, but what we did not plan is the Giants whooping those filthy ass Eagles. Sorry to any NerdCage fans in Philadelphia, we love you, but we hate the Eagles.
That's for sure.
Stand the Eagles.
That was just a beating. Oh my god! And I saw you guys. I was popping in and out of you guys' stream last night because I was just so psyched. But I don't know where you want to start. Promote whatever you guys want to promote. But let's talk about yesterday. So whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead.
Listen, man. I ain't got nothing to promote. You know, it's been a while since I've been on the show, but if you like the Giants, go ahead, give me a check out, man. I'm gonna be live streaming again. I took a break from my channel, but I'm back. With all that out the way, oh my God, you know what? This is the perfect place to start, Jay. I was on an Eagles fan stream right before I hopped on KB stream for us to call the game. I was on an Eagles fan stream for about an hour long, bro, and props to him. He's a very kind Eagles fan. There's not a lot of them out there. He's a very kind, very calm, collected individual. His name is BirdGang31. At the end of the stream, you know what his score prediction was? He said 38-17 Eagles. Being 34-17
I would have said the
Giants.
same thing, honestly, before the game. I would have said the same thing.
You're not wrong, but what a very interesting score to call out when it was 34-17 Giants. It was almost the exact same score that he had in the other direction.
Yeah.
I did push back this one thing though. Bro told me, he was like, yeah, we're gonna sack Jackson Dart 8 times. And that's where I was like, all right, now your inner Eagles fans coming out. Because the Giants O-line this year, if there's anything that's been good, it's actually been the O-line. And I think he only got sacked once, and even then it was like on a scramble. Man,
They called it twice. They called it for twice, but I swear, like the way they call these sacks now is so stupid. He tucked it. It was ready to run. To me, he got 0 sacks.
Listen, Jackson Dart, I guess that's where you start with the win last night and even the win against the Chargers, or any hope that you have for this team. Remember how all the time, and me and KB, we're not Daniel Jones haters. We were his staunch defenders for the longest time.
Yeah.
We are happy that he's off the team, though. And I say we're not haters to say this. We always talked about having a QB that can elevate talent, and it's still very early in his career, but Jackson Dart shows me that more than anything. He elevates what was not a good offensive roster weapons-wise to put up 34 points on the Eagles. That's where it starts, KB and Jay, and even Joe.
And I just gotta say this too. I won't point this out because this is NerdCage Live. We very rarely talk sports, but we're really dabbing into boxing and combat sports as we're doing watch parties for boxing matches and WrestleMania and stuff like that. But I gotta point out, we have 2 huge nerds on the Giants. Jackson Dart is a Star Wars fan, which is why he wears an Anakin face paint, well, eye black. And Brian Burns loves Spider-Man, and his nickname's the Spider-Man, and he always does this every time he gets a sack. So
you can even throw an Abdul in there.
We have like some pop culture fanatics on the Giants now.
You could even throw an Abdul in there because he's a huge Star Wars fan too. His nickname is Darth Vader, which is hilarious. We got the Force choke.
We got Execute Order 66 on the team. Yeah, we got Order 66 on the team.
And Jay knows I don't watch sports all that often anymore, but and this might be a term that has been thrown around for quite a while, but I'm just learning it and I'm laughing my ass off at it. What is the tush push?
Oh God, it is the worst play known to man.
It's the QB sneak.
Why they need to. This is what bothers me: is in the NFL or in any level of football, you cannot line up a player behind the running back and push the running back, but it's okay to do that to the quarterback. It's messed up, and of course the Eagles are taking advantage, and the guards are jumping before the ball is snapped. So they need to ban it. And also, I was just happy that the Giants did 2 tush pushes against the Eagles.
I was gonna say, isn't that like a technical blitz almost? That's almost like an offside. It could potentially be
offside. It should be called offside every single time they run
it. Should be
it,
called
but
false start every single time.
Yeah, false start and offside. However they want to call it. It's either offside, offensive offsides, or a false start, but they never call it. That's what really pisses me off about it. Like, I'm not one of those guys that'd be like, oh, ban a play that is unbeatable. I'm not one of those. But if they're clearly committing a penalty every single time it's being run, it's so annoying to see. And it's terrible football to watch too. It's boring as hell.
Well, also they want to keep protecting the offensive players, which is why they make the, they were trying to protect the quarterback with all these, silly calls, and of course, a cornerback can't really defend a pass anymore. But they're not going to protect the defensive linemen, So that's what I'm saying. I think the play should be banned.
Defense can't do anything anymore.
Yeah. Player safety in the NFL is kind of a joke because of what you brought up. They really only care about the quarterback safety, and they've only cared about the quarterback safety for a while now. I remember back in 2017, 2018, the very first time they changed how you had to sack a QB. Now, I get that change, because back in the day, a sack was literally you killed the guy. That was a sack. But I think they went a step too far, because now it's like you literally have to gently guide them to the ground. It's almost written in the rules what you have to do. But as KB said, when it comes to the defensive line, really any of the lines, but the defensive line who are in the thick of it in the most dangerous spot, there's not really much quote unquote player safety there. But I'm also with KB. I'm I don't know about banning the play, Jay, just because I feel like that's soft, and I know that's a terrible logic to use. I'll admit that. But let me finish off by saying I do think the way to fix it is by calling all the penalties that are always happening every single time they run it.
Yeah.
But since the NFL probably won't do that because of all the stuff we highlighted, you're kind of left with banning it. Like I said, the only reason I want to ban it is because it looks kind of soft, and I'm just like, all right, you had an unbeatable play. All right, they literally had to make a rule to nerf it, essentially, right?
Yeah, but the running back can't do that though. That's the thing. You can't line up a guy behind the running back.
That makes sense though, because they did eliminate that, right? That you can't be pushing the running back out, but now you can push the running back.
That's why you have a fullback lead the way, but you can't have someone behind the running back and push the running back. That's why I say if you can't push the running back, you shouldn't be able to push the quarterback either. That's why I think it should be banned.
And
I
this is not
understand
gonna happen.
safety.
Go ahead.
I'm all for safety and everything, but part of me longs for the old, the Reggie Ray days. Reggie, you got one more concussion. Get your ass in there.
Well, that's what
Speaking of concussion, I think the Giants are going to get in trouble by the NFL for Brian. Well,
Did
Brian
you see that
Davis
John Mayer
going
put the
inside
statement
the
out?
tent.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that bad. I saw that John Mayer.
Me too.
I was like, wait a minute, is that serious? What's going on?
No, you know what's crazy? You know what happened? Brian Dable was definitely not telling everybody what really happened in that tent. He must have cursed that team doctor out. That's probably what happened.
Well, not just that, but I think Dable hates Russell Wilson. I think there's something going on between those two.
Oh my God, yeah. As soon as Russell Wilson had that terrible play, Brian Dable went livid on the sideline. Like, wait, we gotta get our guy out there.
Well, I'm kind of mad. Why didn't you put Jameis Winston as the number 2? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
I'm okay with Winston being number 2 now. We already know what we're gonna get out of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think Winston should be our 2.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
I think Winston at this point in his career is better than Russ. That's why all the way back when in the spring, early summer, when we were signing both of these guys, we signed Winston first. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, okay, we're set. Like Winston's he's gonna be an all right bridge QB, and he's gonna air that thing out, which we haven't seen in a while from this Giants offense. And then we signed Russell Wilson, and I'm like, he's not that much better, if better at all. And then obviously so far this season, I would argue he's not better at all than Jameis Winston.
And also
I'm really
I am happy that
as to
both
why
of
he's
them
not
they both got like fair contracts too. So
yeah. And another reason why he should be QB2 is you see on the field the relationship he has with Jackson Dart. He clearly has a closer relationship than I would say Russ does. They have a great camaraderie there. And KB, let me get your input on this. I might be jumping the gun here when I say maybe Jackson has learned all that he can from Russ already, bro. Like, what else can Russ teach him? Am I tripping? And you know what? Like, Jameis is there as the other vet to teach him.
You're right. I mean, like at this point, Jackson's already there. He's starting, so it's like there's no point of having a guy like Russell Wilson there anymore. When you already learned in the summer with Russell Wilson. You learned in the first couple of weeks. You still have another guy who's had NFL success in Jameis Winston there. There's really not much of a point to have Russell Wilson there. I just don't know how they would move him if they are going to, like, because the Bengals already have their quarterback.
I think Russell Wilson could still get traded because anything can happen. But if I have it my way, we keep, obviously we have Jackson. I say we keep Winston. And I think if the stars align right, next year, go get DeVito back and have DeVito be our third string. No, seriously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see if he would even come back, because I think DeVito's not gonna want anything to do with Jackson Dart in the, I don't know. He wants somewhere where he
DeVito looked like he was having fun in the preseason with those guys.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. He wants to spot. Yeah, you can tell he wants to spotlight it a little bit. I don't know.
I'm just saying at this point, those are the 3 quarterbacks I'd rather go with instead of, because I think, I'm disappointed in Russell Wilson. I am. If I'm going to take it there.
Is DeVito QB2 for New England? Because I was going to add on to KB.
No, I think he's a practice squad guy too.
Oh, who was QB2 for New England?
Let
me look up their depth squad real quick.
I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, I just feel like I think DeVito could still come back next year because we know that Russell's going to be gone. Like, I think Russell. Honestly, I think Russell retires. I think it's.
Josh Dobbs. That's who they got.
Josh Dobbs. Yeah. Oh, DeVito is on the active roster, but he's QB3.
Yeah. So I think DeVito could still come back. So. We'll see.
It's QB3. I don't really got a strong opinion for or against it. To be honest with you, I would be very happy if Jameis could come back. But, I'm honestly surprised nobody's hit up the Giants yet. Or maybe they have. And Joe Shane just hasn't been listening to calls. He's done that before. Kind of one of the things I don't like about how he's operated in more recent years. You guys realize that in Joe Shane's first year here, I would say first year and a half, he was actually a very, very active general manager during the season with assessing the Giants' needs and signing players that when we needed it to happen. But these past couple of years, he's kind of been like a dead duck. He hasn't really made moves to improve like stuff in season. The last
I agree, because I still feel like even right now I still think we should get one more wide receiver. I'm not saying go trade our assets, but I say go get Isaiah Hodgins, go get somebody.
Use the free agency that still exists. Like I said, he signed Justin Pugh straight off the couch, and I'm only using that because that was like the most popular one for casual fans. But that was like 2 seasons ago. He genuinely hasn't done anything since when it came to in-season moves to try and improve the team.
But how about that little Jordan Humphrey, man?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
He should have been on the roster last week against the Saints, against his former team. For whatever reason, they were stubborn.
Yeah. He should have been there ahead of Bo Collins. I don't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Bo Collins, the lights are too bright for Bo Collins.
During the preseason. So, but I'm glad he showed up. And hell, even Hyatt finally showed up.
I know, yeah. He actually caught a ball.
Yeah.
Multiple,
yeah.
And he should have. I'll say this. During the stream, I gave him like a pass, but I watched the highlights probably 10 times since the game ended. And every time I see it, I'm like, nah, hell nah, bro.
Oh, the Hyatt drop in the end zone?
Yeah. I'm like, yo, Jackson, with like pressure in his face 0.5 seconds after the ball is snapped, delivers an absolute dart, pun intended, to the end zone while falling. And the more and more I look at that, I'm like, no, I have both of his hands. He just dropped it. And if he caught it, oh my God, it would have been an amazing play.
Yeah, but at least he's not dropping balls like Slayton did when there was like nobody on him and he drops an open pass. So
yeah. You know, I gotta ask you this, Jay. How do you feel about Theo Johnson, man? Because you know I'm a certified Theo Johnson hater.
I actually like both of our tight ends, and I'm kind of glad we're starting to see us use the tight ends more. I mean, I hate to say this, please. I don't mean this in a vicious way, but I think in a way Malik Neighbors getting hurt is a small blessing in disguise. Here's why. Because Jackson Dart needs to learn how to operate the whole offense and not have to rely on a number one wide receiver. And
that's a good way to look at it.
It also opens up the depth, and it opens up the use of the tight ends. So I like what I see out of our tight ends, and I think, like I said, and then as soon as Neighbors comes back next season, look out. So I think this is a good thing. I think Jackson needs to learn how to operate. And I'm just going to take this there. I think our offensive line is more important than a number one wide receiver, and the offensive line's playing well, so, and including JMS. So, yeah, So I like. Anyway, to answer your question, Kush, yes, I like our tight ends. I mean, it's no Jeremy Shockey, but I like what we got.
Yeah. That's for sure. I am a Daniel Bellinger truther. I like to spread propaganda for him. So yeah, it is true propaganda. He catches everything. Just nobody realizes that dude does not drop a ball.
I feel like our tight end position is good for the time being. I still think
I would say so.
We need more wide receivers. I really do. I think we need more wide receivers. I think we need, obviously, in the back of the defense, in the secondary, we need help there. And I wouldn't mind getting more offensive linemen because, you know, God forbid Andrew Thomas goes down again. It all goes to shambles. So I'm all for, but Marcus Mbo looks like a steal. So,
yeah, I can't wait till they find a way to use him because like he's right now he's like a backup. So like I don't know what they're gonna do now with JMS's injury. I don't know if they're gonna like Kush had a really good idea of putting GVR at center because GVR no center. And putting Bo where GVR is at right guard and seeing how that works. So I would love to see that. But apparently Schlottman played pretty well. I mean, that's
We didn't miss a beat. I was scared shitless that he was gonna mishandle the snaps. Or no, we didn't miss a beat.
Bro,
there,
it was so funny. It was so funny live because live I told KB, I was like, yo, there's something I want to say, but I don't want to jinx the line right now. Like,
I told him don't say it, just don't say it.
And then JMS gets injured. I was like, KB, I was gonna say JMS is having a great game. But I didn't say it. He's injured. And then Austin Schlottman came in. And I'll say this. I don't know if you guys peeped the PFF grades. John Michael Schmitz was the second highest Giants graded player.
Oh, I didn't even look at the grades. I didn't even look at the grades.
He was the second highest player graded.
Yeah, yeah.
But for O-line, I always thought for O-line that they were pretty
good when it came to
I
look at it very specifically. I look at it specifically.
I don't care about PFF and I don't care about QBR. I just care if we win or fucking lose. All right, so here's what I want to do.
The eye test gave us.
Yes,
JMS had
exactly.
A good game. I gotta give credit to him. Austin Schlottman coming in, he didn't miss a beat. But I don't know if we got anybody behind that. I would still stick with my idea of just put GVR there. We've heard reports since training camp that GVR could play center and get Marcus Bowe involved. Just have the best lineup you can out there. You know, shout out to Austin Schlottman. You did a good job, bro. I don't think you should start for us. I think you should still be a backup.
Yeah.
Good backup.
Here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. Before we shift over to the nerdy topics, one last thing. I want Joe. I want to give your take too, because your brother's a Broncos fan. What do you guys think happens? We'll make our Denver prediction. So, how do you think the Giants are going to fare? Now, keep in mind we have 10 days off. But how do you think we're going to fare at Mile High Stadium against the Broncos next week? And then we can shift over to our nerdy stuff. And one more thing. Fuck Saquon Barkley.
Oh, he's become such a dickhead, bro. I swear to God. All right, KB, you want to take it first? Then what are we doing against Denver, bro? How are we doing against Denver?
Oh man, I want to keep riding high. I don't want to ruin the mood. I don't want to ruin the mood. But it was funny how, because I was talking to Kush during the game, because at that point we were like, we're gonna win this game. It was like 27-17 when we were talking about it. I was like, every time I predicted the Giants to win, they lost, and every time I predicted the Giants to lose, they win. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna predict them to lose every single week now. As far as how this game is gonna, I don't even know. To be honest with you, I haven't even watched a Denver game this year, like let alone like pull them up on tape or anything like that. So I have no idea how it's gonna go. I know Bo Nix is having, you know, a decent year, and the team is all right. Their defense still a really good defense. So I don't know. I truly, is that a away game or home game?
Yeah, it's away. We're going to Mile High.
It's away. Oh man, so we haven't won an away game
And I'll
yet.
say this, bro. I'll say this is something to be worried about. Even though, like I said, I'm completely bought in on Jackson Dart, and it's been a long time, I'd say since Eli in his prime, that you had a quarterback that you could say, no, we got this man on our squad, we can be in every game, and I do believe that now, even if it's early. But that being said, they have PS2, and PS2 cannot be understated. He is so good. You remember, reigning defensive player of the year, but he is so good, man. That is what makes me look at the Broncos, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't...
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we have to worry about is our receivers versus their defensive backs. Like, how are we going to get guys open? We really have to scheme them open. You know,
I just say run with Scatterbo.
Yeah, just run with Scatterbo and see what happens. But then you got to use your receivers at some point. And Kush is a Wan'Dale Robinson hater. So I don't hate Wan'Dale Robinson, even though I hated him when we drafted him. But I've learned to like Wan'Dale Robinson. I'll never get his jersey or anything like that, but I root for the kid.
All right, fair enough. Joe,
what are you saying, KB? Are we winning or are we losing?
Shit, we're losing, man. Hey, listen, let's keep riding the superstition. Let's keep riding. Yeah, we're gonna get blown out, man. That's what I'm gonna say. And so we have a reverse psychology effect.
Kush, what do you got? Are we winning or losing?
Literally, like, no joke, the same thing KB said. Every single time I predicted us to win this year, we've lost. Every single time I predicted us to lose, we've won. So it's like I kind of want to go with him with just because I am when it comes to sports, you guys already know this. I am very superstitious when it comes to my sports and my sports teams.
He is.
So so for the sake of the predictions, I'm gonna say we lose. But as I said, I really, and it might be too early, guys, but I think I'm completely bought into Jackson Dart, and I feel like we have a quarterback that can keep us in any game that we go up against. And also, this might be a hot take, but for the rest of the schedule, after beating this Eagles team, and I know it's the Eagles team that's had struggles, but we also beat a Chargers team that was really good. I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, and I'm like, you know what? We can be competitive in all of these games. I'm not saying we're going to win all these games. I'm not saying we're going to win a majority of these games. I'm saying we can be competitive in all of these games. And just a day ago, I was looking at it, and I'm like, we're going to lose all of these games. So I'm going to say that I think the real challenger from Denver is going to be, like as KB says, their pass defense, specifically their cornerbacks, their secondary as a whole. But if we can rely on Cam Scatterbo and, barring, knock on wood, no injury, just because, he has that tough running style, we probably replicate what we did against the Broncos. It seems like for 3 weeks now, the Giants can move the ball. As long as they can move the ball, we have a chance.
We're scoring points now. All right, Joe, I know you're not the biggest football guy, but your brother's a diehard Broncos fan, so how do you feel about Giants and Broncos next week?
Well, I know the Broncos are 5-2, so the odds are already stacked against you. But seeing that this is kind of a turning point for the Giants and their offense is doing pretty well, I say it could be anyone's game, depending on if they come and bring it and they don't get sidetracked by their ego off a win. So we'll see if they can pull out their offense the way they've been doing and run over Denver's defense, they may have a chance.
I'm going to say this. It's going to be ugly. This is going to be an ugly game. I think the Giants win.
I agree.
22-19. It's going to be an ugly,
oh, man, one of those games.
Low-scoring, ugly game. Because, remember, we're playing at Mile High, and Broncos have that really good defense. So I think we're going to see we're going to see Tracy. We're going to see Scatterbo. Hell, I think even Singletary is going to have a few runs. I think the Giants are going to mix up the RPO and run game to keep Denver at bay. And I think ultimately we pull one out of our ass, and it's going to be an awesome flight home for the Giants, and we're going to see a lot of funny
When's the last
videos.
time? When's the last time we were in Mile High? I could be wrong, but for some reason, I'm just remembering that legendary 2017 Orleans Darkwood game where he ran us to victory in Mile High. But was that the last time we were there, or have we been there after that?
I think that's the last time we were in Mile High, and
Wow.
we beat them, right? We were winless at the time, no?
Orleans Darkwood, that was our first win in 2017. He literally ran us to win. I think he had like damn near 200 yards rushing or something like that.
Let me see.
I could be overstating that. But there's a reason we drafted Saquon in the following draft because we were struggling in terms of the run game.
Yeah.
But I'm
like I
with
said,
you.
it's gonna be an ugly run-first game. I really think that, especially the fact that we don't have a number one wide receiver right now. I think it's gonna be an ugly run style game. But I think we can pull it off, man. I really do.
Yeah, Orleans Darkwa, the original 26, the real number 26, the Giants had 21 carries, 117 yards, 5.6 yards per carry in that game. Yeah,
I totally forgot about
there was I think it was a DRC or Janoris Jenkins pick 6, if I remember correctly. Hold on, I think it was a DRC.
Like I said, that's that's another thing.
No,
man.
Janoris
I was
Jenkins
so
pick
happy
6,
when
yeah.
Flott got that interception. I went nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo,
Yeah.
do you guys realize that I think that's 2 years in a row now that Flott has a pick off of AJ Brown, bro? Like he does good against AJ Brown. That's 2 years in a row he has a pick off of him.
And finally, before we move on, I think there is something really wrong between Hurts and AJ Brown. There's something really wrong there.
Oh, yeah,
I love it. I love it though. I love it.
I agree.
He definitely does not want to be there. Everybody's reading into it. Everybody's like doing their research or whatever and posting on Twitter. He definitely is ready to leave. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been searching for a good segue into pop culture, and I think I got it. How do you guys feel about the EA buyout by Saudi Arabia?
I haven't gone into. I heard about it. I haven't gotten into. Listen, EA has been terrible for years now. Just money hungry losers, and they're just gonna get even worse now. I can only imagine. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna renew their rights for Madden. I have no idea because I know that's coming up soon. So
is it really coming up soon? Wow.
Yeah, next year. That's why people are saying not to buy this year's Madden. So
oh yeah,
they could...
Madden curse. Sorry.
Yeah, Madden curse.
We were talking about this with Fisk last week. That they should stop putting out Madden yearly when all you're getting is roster updates.
I know.
Start doing it every maybe 5 to 10 years. Because if you're going to do roster updates, you can do that in DLC.
Yeah, just do like a $10, $20 DLC pack to get the updated roster. That's what it should be. Because the games won't really bring anything new.
I mean, yeah, that idea has been talked about
valuing
for a
it by
while.
putting it out every year like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost suffering from the same thing Call of Duty is at this point. You're just pumping out a game every single year, maybe 2 or 3 of them at this point with Call of Duty.
I really couldn't care less about what EA is doing, except the fact that Battlefield just came out. So I really hope that this buyout doesn't really affect Battlefield because
they're pushing physical media for Battlefield, so I do like that. I will support that through and through. They're pushing that it's going to be the entire game on physical disc without having to be online to play it. So that's
cool.
win.
That sounds like one of their first good things in God knows how long.
Exactly, and I think that was a DICE decision, to be perfectly honest.
Probably. Between EA and Ubisoft, I mean, I love a lot of Ubisoft games, and I think Ubisoft is just money-hungry losers.
I love original Ubisoft. Back in the day, Ubisoft. Original
Assassin's
stuff.
Creed. Yeah,
that's when they were at their peak. They've gotten into commercialism, and they need to go back to their roots.
They kill Rainbow Six Siege is like one of my favorite games of all time. I was still playing it up to this
I
year.
was hoping for a campaign for that for the longest freaking time.
Because I love the characters, I love the lore, I love all that stuff. But they really killed that game with microtransactions and stuff like that. They killed the game, and on top of that, they destroyed the balancing on that game where they've nerfed every single character ever. They took away like they would literally put on their Instagram post.
Oh, they nerfed it in a day or two.
They were like, "What's your favorite weapon? What's your favorite thing?" And then they would nerf that thing later on. It's like they were looking at how to nerf what the players like so they can make their lives miserable. I can't stand Ubisoft now. I stopped playing it. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I cannot play it anymore. It turned into Call of Duty. Now you got characters.
For 3.
you got characters like reloading the guns with their like with like freaking telekinesis and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're doing
like,
too much.
I can't. I don't like, man. It turned into Call of Duty. They got these weird skins now that's not realistic. A lot of people love Rainbow Six Siege because it was tactical, it was realistic, somewhat realistic. The gadgets were not realistic, but it was tactical, strategic, and now it's turned into some arcade shooter that is like another Call of Duty on a different platform. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah,
now.
and something I never talk about because I absolutely hated this game when it came out because I fell off the Battle Royale fad a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
So it being pushed to this level, I thought it was going to die out, and it didn't. It kind of sticks in my craw a little bit. But Fortnite is doing shit with like horror simulators now, and that I'm kind of interested in because it doesn't do the Battle Royale format. It's almost like a campaign now, and I can get behind Fortnite having campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about Fortnite, one thing I will say about that their developers over there is that they are innovative. They are always coming out with
They
content.
have the most guest characters out of everything. They beat out Mortal Kombat with it.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. They like if you load up, I think I loaded up Fortnite maybe a month ago or something like that after not playing it for years. There is multitudes of modes now. Like it's crazy. People are making their own modes and stuff like that. They're forging their own stuff. Like that's so cool how they've opened it up to the fans and stuff like that and the supporters. And
it's basically
I mean,
the new Minecraft, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah, and even Minecraft on consoles don't even allow you to do that. Minecraft on PC allows you to have more flexibility with that stuff. But right now, Fortnite's like on top as far as like that game came out in 2017. It still has a huge fan base. So yeah, it's crazy.
And it's crazy that they've improved so much to where like people still give them praise almost 10 years later. Because this might be a controversial opinion because I'm the youngest dude here, but Fortnite in 2018. In 2018, my thought was, oh my god, this is the greatest game of all time. Not because it was like a brand new Battle Royale mode, but because Fortnite was the game to truly end the console wars. It was the first game to have crossplay across all brands, platforms. Just because of how big they got. They got so big that all these separate console companies and gaming companies, they could not ignore it. People forget that. Like, Fortnite literally ended that and introduced cross-platform gaming and cross-brand gaming, whatever you want to call it. And from then, every other game, they started adapting it. Like, that was why back in 2018, like, me in high school, about to go to college, I was like, this is the greatest game of all time. Because you gotta put yourself into your 2017 shoes. Nobody ever thought that was going to be possible.
Oh, no. I played it on day one, and I didn't...
like, your Xbox will play with your friend on PC or PlayStation or something like that on the same game. Yeah.
I played that game, like, Fortnite, I didn't even know what it was. I never saw marketing for it, ever. I saw it that it was on the Xbox store and it was free. It was like trending or whatever, and I looked at it. I'm like, oh look, it looks pretty cool. It's like last man standing type of thing. I didn't even know what the phrase battle royale even was. Downloaded it, had a lot of fun with it. I didn't know it was gonna be that huge. It wound up being absolutely huge. And then you got these little kids on it all the time, and it's so funny because like if you look at the internet now, like a lot of these little kids, like they literally grew up with this game. It's like they've known this game their entire lives. Like you got like 12-year-olds out there playing this game, and that game came out when they were like 3. Like you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to see that. And now it makes me feel old because that game came out like 2 years after I graduated high school. So it's like I already had a whole gaming life. A Call of Duty, Xbox 360 days, Xbox original days on Halo. It's like I already experienced so many other games, but to a lot of these kids, Fortnite is like the cornerstone game for them. Yeah,
Fortnite is now what Halo was to us when Xbox Live
Halo was huge. Yeah, Halo revolutionized gaming.
Kush, you're gonna be so proud of me. I finally played Halo for the first time with Joe on Twitch.
That's your first time?
Yes.
Is it on your channel? Is it on your channel? Oh, okay.
On our Twitch channel, we played Halo 1 and Halo 2.
Oh, so you haven't completed the trilogy yet, though?
Not yet.
You haven't played Halo 3 yet?
But
I
you know what's
haven't
crazy?
gotten to 3 yet.
You're gonna love Halo. You're gonna love the hell out of Halo 3.
KB knows this. Halo 2 to me is my favorite. Like Halo 2 to me is the GOAT of the Halo games because of the story. Is the most story heavy one. But Halo 3 is like a lot of people's favorites because it was 100% the most fun one to play. And like outside of campaign, it had like the best Forge multiplayer system and stuff like that. But like, would you just really quickly? Would you think of them so far? Because Halo 1 is really kind of just like a sandbox game. They haven't really introduced a lot of it. It was Halo 2.
I enjoy it is because it's like a chill game. Like we can have these funny and fun conversations while we're out there shooting stuff, and it's a great co-op game. That's the one thing I want to point out.
Unless you play on Legendary, then you have to concentrate.
But it's so fun to co-op. That's the thing I love about
Remember,
it.
Halo,
co-oping it. It's great.
Halo was made with the intention, because back
of
then
co-op
parties, it was made with the intention to be like the best co-op game possible. And then in Halo 2, obviously everybody knows, Halo 1 revolutionized FPS. Halo 2 revolutionized online multiplayer.
Holy shitballs, that music's great.
Oh my god, the soundtrack of the Mjolnir mix, Halo 2 Mjolnir mix theme song.
Yeah.
I have it in my Spotify playlist. I listen to it all the time.
Although one thing from Halo 1.
Yeah, every single Halo up to Halo Reach, even Halo 3 ODST, where they went a completely different route and did jazz music, was coded, bro.
One thing about Halo 1 that I can do with Halo 1 that I can't really bring myself to do in the rest of them is I used to sit there for hours just ragdolling my character. Just sitting there throwing freaking grenades at the goddamn Warthog and then getting on it and seeing ragdoll.
Yeah.
I really do that with any other Halo.
Would you think of the story of Halo 2, Jay? Because like I said, that's basically
I
get into the lore of this
First
stuff.
and foremost, the story is great, and I also love the fact that because we're playing the Halo Master Chief Collection, and they add these little lore bits to it. But I will say I hated the fucking ending, because like, oh wait, that's it? Like we're gonna continue the fight and it stopped.
Do you know why it's that way? By the way, do you know why it's that way? I give you a little lore drop if you don't. Like real life lore drop. There was only supposed to be 2 Halo games. It's that way because Halo 3 is basically Halo 2 Part 2, essentially. Like Halo 2 was supposed to be the final game, and it got way too big, so they split. They're like, all right, we're gonna.
And another thing I forgot to mention is the one thing is you see both sides of the story in Halo 2. You know,
you're gonna be. I think like every single Halo fan. This is not necessarily a spoiler, but like every single Halo fan, you're gonna be so disappointed when in Halo 3 it goes back to you're playing only as Master Chief, and I hated that so much. But that's the only thing I don't like. You know, you get over it quickly, but I'm like, are you kidding me? Where's my guy Arbiter, bro? Like, what am I?
Yeah. I thought it was cool having the Arbiter side too. Like, but again, I'm looking forward to. Like I said, we've been playing on Twitch. Speaking of, actually, Joe, let's just plug real quick, Joe, our Twitch. So Saturday on Twitch, Joe.
Yes, we're going to be doing more Dead Space remake.
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live. And then, Joe, next week.
Yes, more Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
And when we finish Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Joe.
Then we're going to dip our toes into the Chris scenario of Resident Evil 1 remake.
Fuck yes. So, yeah, that's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live. We play games, we take our time with these playthroughs, and Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil are always in rotation. And of course, we will get to Halo 3 next year. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Keeping on the conversation with Halo,
because
this is brand new news that dropped. Netflix picked up Halo as of October 1st.
Yeah,
the TV series, and people are reinvigorated with it, and they're trying to greenlight another season. I'm not sure how.
Why don't they just restart it?
I
know, right?
Take this one first, KB, because I don't think there's a single person here that likes the Halo.
No, he's the Halo guy.
I like an episode.
You too, KB. You're a Halo dude, but like, go ahead.
No, you played every Halo game. I've missed out on a couple of them. You know, after Reach, I kind of lost interest, and then I picked back up later on. I don't remember when, but
I like it. I've played literally every single one, even the arcade ones, because they all have like lore bits. I've played every single Halo game that's ever been released. The TV show is so, it's so.
I haven't even watched it. I didn't even watch it.
Bro, I'll give you something. Does anybody care about being spoiled because like they just?
I saw the first season.
I've seen so much. I've seen so much of it that it's like once.
They made the Covenant have like a human girl be part of their leadership system or something like that, and I was like, what? I was like, do you know what the point of the Covenant is? Does anybody know what the point of the Covenant is, bro? Like, what is going on? That's like the funny part is That was the most outrageous one, but that was like one of 50 things that they decided.
But how did you feel about them like revealing John and revealing his
like
face and stuff like that? Like,
and stuff?
yeah,
It's so stupid.
They didn't even do that shit in Mandalorian. They did it in freaking Halo. Come on.
Thank you for bringing that up. By the way, it's so stupid that they said, "Oh, we need to do that so that the audience could relate, so they could see a face." When the same time the Halo show was made was the same time the Mandalorian was made, and they showed that no, you
have
did not
Pedro
need to do that
Pascal, and they
to
don't
have
show his
people do
face.
it.
Like, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so they on top of that, they're like the entire origins of the Human Covenant War is completely different. Like they changed up all the lore. They changed everything about the Covenant's motivations. They changed the way the Spartan 2s were made.
I heard there's
They
like no
changed everything
action
about
at
it.
all.
The funny
Well,
part
when
is,
they have
if there's
action,
anything
they
I'll give them
have
credit for-
action.
I was
But
gonna
then
say,
there's
that's
times
the
when they
only
don't have
reason-
action
if
at
there's
all.
anything I'll give them credit for is that when they do action, that's
Yep.
the best thing. In
But
the
does
show.
it look like cheap and practical,
No,
where it looks
it's
like
great.
somebody's?
No, it
No,
looks
the
good.
Oh,
It
it's
looks
good?
good.
So it's like
And-
good
and they
movements.
use
Like
the
Master
sound
Chief
effects
isn't
too.
moving like.
Action.
They
So
use the
Master
game
Chief
sound
isn't
effects.
moving like freaking Batman with like stiff necks or anything like that.
No,
He's-
no, it's
No,
good.
no.
It's good. It's good action. That's the one thing I'll give them credit for.
Okay, okay.
But like, I don't want to give.
I might
because
just look up
it's
the
not
action
Halo
scenes on
show.
YouTube.
Yeah. It's so funny because every time you see something like this happening, and it's crazy that it still happens in 2025 after you've had faithful adaptations of other stuff, whether it be comics, video games, or whatever, and you see companies see it be successful. It baffles my mind that in 2025 they still basically take an IP and make something completely new, and I'm just like, you should have just made your own thing and not attached this IP to it, man. Like, and nobody would have complained. But yeah, I saw that. To get back to the point, I saw it was picked up on Netflix. I think it was trending for a while after it got picked up. I'm happy that people are getting into Halo. I'm not happy that they're getting into it this way. You're probably getting into it in the worst way possible. But you know, anytime it gains new fans, I'll welcome them. And I definitely think it would take a lot for them to greenlight a new season. I think Paramount. I think they know they
To
messed
be
up
fair,
in,
when
like,
the
in like
show
a
came
major
out on
way.
Paramount Plus, it was the early days of Paramount Plus. Now Paramount Plus is very established with all these great shows. Shout out to Tulsa King, which I interviewed the cast.
I get what you're saying.
That's awesome.
But I don't think that's an excuse for making a bad show.
Yeah.
I think you know when it comes to writing, which is what it came down to, and like basically changing up all the stories. I don't think that's an excuse, but I agree with you. I think it might have been Paramount's very first show for Paramount Plus.
I think
now
their
I think
first
about
show
it. It
was
might have been their very
Yellowstone.
first one.
And you know, Halo
for-
wasn't their first choice, right? Halo was not their
Wait,
first
what
choice.
What was
Their
their first choice?
was Mass Effect, and they dropped it.
Oh my god, I would have killed for a Mass Effect show.
No, KB, you should not, because are you kidding? Mass Effect is
Oh,
like
they would have ruined it. I know they would have ruined it.
attention
They would have
from
ruined
Halo.
it. They would have
Well,
ruined
If
Kush,
anyone
I'm
should
gonna
pick up
tell
Mass
you,
Effect, it's Amazon.
No, I wanted to actually tell you guys, when I interviewed the cast of Twisted Metal, which is on Peacock, the last interview I did was the showrunner. I forget the gentleman's name there, but he was a huge gamer. And I asked him, like, well, what's your favorite games and so on and so forth. And he mentioned his favorite game was Halo. And he's like, bro, I want to redo the Halo show. The guy that did
because I've heard
Twisted
nothing
Metal,
but
somebody
great things
he's like,
about
I
Twisted
want to
Metal.
redo Halo.
Yeah.
He's like, Halo
I've heard
deserves
nothing
a
but
second
great
chance.
things about Twisted Metal, man. Yeah. And then there's real life lore J2 behind like just Halo getting a live action adaptation. I'm sure Joe knows this. Like they've been trying to get Halo made into a movie literally since the release of the very first game in like 2001.
Do you remember
They've
that
been
fake
trying to get it
trailer
made
that
for
came
so
out?
long.
That movie trailer for Halo that came out all the way back in like 2008 or 9 or like that. Like I used to watch that all the time.
I mean, you guys think the standalone?
You guys remember
film?
that?
There's a few of them.
I don't
There's
know
like
what
a
fake trailer you're talking about.
all
I
right.
know that-
Back in like
I know that they
2008,
made-
there was a Halo trailer, like live action. It was like a Halo live action trailer it was like a short movie, short film.
Fan-made, yeah.
Fan made,
I was
but it
gonna
was
say this,
so
KB.
good.
Are you sure you're not mixing it up with like Microsoft did an official concept film that was 15 minutes long? They did
It was
an
like a
official
big
concept
scene.
Film.
It was like a fight
Yeah,
scene.
it was a fight scene about the basically Master Chief coming back. They had to secure a landing zone, and it was literally a concept film to pitch to Hollywood. Hey, this is what live action could look like.
Oh,
And
that's
they
what it
made
was?
And they made it also as a promotion for Halo 3, so it served two purposes. But they
Bro,
were pitching to Hollywood. This is what
that
it could be,
thing was so
and it didn't pay
cinema.
off.
I used
It
to
was
watch
good.
it over
was so
and
good,
over
yeah.
and over again. Say, I want a Halo movie. Quick question for you guys: Why is it so hard to make adaptations from video games when you have all the lore, everything is set for you? Why is it so hard for producers to
I
like
don't think it
make
is. You know
good,
why, bro?
like to stick to the lore? Just stick to the
think
lore.
it is because look at we could stick with Paramount. This is why I said earlier. I don't know
They
how in
always change it up.
2025 companies still do this with IPs. Look at Paramount. They have one of the best video game adaptations ever with the Sonic franchise.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is no
I mean,
excuse.
what they worry about is they worry about splitting the fan base because there are two different types of fans. There are fans that want a carbon copy of what you get in the game, and then there are fans that want something completely different.
And
you
there's
can't
also the normie
possibly-
crowd too. They want to appeal to the normies, not just
But the normies don't even know the difference. So if you just stick to the lore, maybe they'll like it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
No,
the
you're right.
normies
You're
don't
right.
even know what they're. So just like how Kush mentioned how like they totally changed up the lore for the Covenant and stuff like that. Why do you have to change it? I don't know.
They have to break away from this formula of, well, we'll keep all the characters and stuff, but we're going to change the story completely.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't work.
And change the characters.
It
too.
never does.
That's not Master Chief. They got to give him a different name. That's somebody else.
Yeah.
That's
it
crazy
pisses
too.
me
Like
off
the
because-
first season, he's taking off his helmet. Like whoa.
That's Master Cheeks actually, because I think in one scene he gets naked. I think in one scene he gets naked.
So not
to
only
get
do we
with
see
the
his
girl
face,
that
we
the
see his
Covenant-
ass too.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Listen, you know what makes me mad about it, because they actually got the actual voice actor and mocap actor for Dr. Catherine Halsey to be the actress for Catherine Halsey in the show, and I was like, that's actually great fan service and she deserves it, but like she
ruined everything else.
They ruined it so much.
They
I'm
try
like,
to throw
what the
you a
hell's going
bone
on,
to
man?
see if you'll bite. They try
Yeah,
to throw
they
you a
threw us a
bone.
bone.
Here,
Yeah.
take
It's
this,
like-
damn.
You're telling me that they really couldn't just keep the helmet on and dub in Steve Downs' voice?
Even
Come
if,
on, man.
I would love that, and even if they didn't do it, like once again, we brought it up, Mandalorian. Like that excuse to me never made sense, bro. The same time Halo was being made, the show, and it came out, was the same time Mandalorian was happening, and it was the biggest show when it came out.
And you know what? And you know
Like,
what's
come
funny?
on.
I bet they thought that the fans wanted that, but literally the fans were like, "Whoa, why am I seeing his face? Why are we seeing his face? We
No,
don't
the
want to
whole-
see
the
his
whole
face."
premise the whole premise behind not seeing Master Chief's face is so you can pretend it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
whole
Yes.
fucking premise.
Exactly. That's a Yes. Exactly. You hit it on the head.
Now that is it for the video game, and this is not me defending him, because once I'm going back to the Mandalorian, you could easily change the reason for that, why he doesn't take his helmet off for the show, to be something like, well, he's literally a soldier that's trained to kill. There's no need. They part of the
It's
process
not a
of becoming
priority for
Spartan
him.
2
Yeah.
is that like they're
Yeah, or
supposed
give
to
him a
be efficient
backstory
killing
that he's
machines.
scarred beyond belief. I don't know.
Yeah, they could do anything. I mean, I think the actual lore of Halo is that, like, well, yeah, he doesn't look good because he's always has his mask on, so he's like a very pale individual. Like
they could just say,
he doesn't
yeah,
look
they-
like natural. He
They,
doesn't look
they,
like a
they
natural
say he
human.
doesn't
even bring
have
it
a
into-
face.
Yeah.
Let me speak this into
The
existence.
Covenant, the Covenant
they
literally
could
call
bring it
him Demon. You could say he looks like a demon, bro. They're like, that's his
Well,
nickname.
they could bring it into reality. Steve Downs is 75 years old, so you could be like, well, it's a 75-year-old man in there.
Wow, I didn't know he was.
Damn, that's
They
old.
could have done so much. They could have done so much. And if they really, this is the other thing that pisses me off too. If you wanted to make it with a Spartan that takes their helmet off, just adapt Halo Reach with the Spartan 3s. They all take their helmets off.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Spartan 2s, we never
yeah.
see their face, but the Spartan 3s, they take their helmets off like anything. And you know what? Actually, that's probably what they should have adapted. It gave you a lot more connection. Halo Reach is basically like a movie that was made into a game. I feel like
Yeah.
that would have been the perfect thing for them to do. Like,
Yeah,
there's
and I
just
mean,
so many
I
things
think
you
the
could go
best-
and do.
The best adaptation thus far, and I might be a minority on this, is the Forward Unto Dawn web series.
Was it a series? I thought Forward Unto Dawn
It was a web series
was a
adaptation,
movie.
yeah. No, that was a web series adaptation.
Because I watched it on YouTube, it was like an hour 15, hour 20. Did they compile it into a movie? Then you think that's the one where he
I think
rescues
they-
the
I
guy
think
that
they
was the
did
captain in
compile
Halo
it, yes.
4, right?
Yeah, I
so
think
Davey, you
back
should
in
check it out.
2012, it was
Oh, yes, Forward on. Yes,
That's
that
really
came
good.
out a while
It's
ago,
really good.
didn't it? Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? That was a TV movie. They did
Mm-hmm.
that on a TV movie budget for BBC, I think it was.
That was the girl from
And it had-
Narnia. She was in there.
Yeah, with the girl from Narnia, the princess from Narnia.
Yes,
She was in there.
yes.
First
I
of
remember
all,
it.
that movie on that budget, you barely see Master Chief. It's about the captain from Halo 4, and that's fine because the build up to Master Chief was awesome. You guys, there's a scene in there, Jay, where they're like seeing him because the Spartan 2s in Halo lore, they were a secret. So this is taking place before like that secret Kane place, and they're a military training academy. They gain some footage from other soldiers, and they see the reflection. And the Spartans are also like 7-8 feet tall. So the reflection they see is this giant, what looks like a cyborg, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" The buildup was so cool to when he actually drops and they see him in real life. On a TV budget, man, I agree with you, Joe. If you have somebody do that for BBC back in 2012, I don't see why the hell Paramount couldn't have done it on what it was movie budget, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Exactly.
And also, if you guys have ever seen the Halo Legends shorts back in 2007, it was an anthology series that that Microsoft contracted a lot of Japanese anime studios. Each episode was made by a different studio, so each episode has a different style, and each episode tells a completely different story. Check it out if you've never seen the Halo Legends. I think it's like 7 episodes. And that was really cool to me. I'm like back in 2007, an American company, Microsoft, said we're gonna do an anime series for Halo. Well, it was awesome, bro.
Speaking of Microsoft, and this will be, well, I want to segue into this, and I want to segue into something else now that's 8 o'clock here in the East Coast here, but Xbox and the Game Pass.
They're dead.
Oh
They're dead.
God,
oh
yeah.
man.
I'm about to take away my subscription.
No! Don't do that. Did you hear what they did?
Oh my God! No way.
No, they stalled the pricing for anybody that still has it. They stopped the price hike. But if you cancel it and you go back, now
okay, so you're grandfathered in.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
So,
all right. Hey,
what the hell?
Then sucks to suck, Hugo. Whoever don't got it.
Yeah,
sucks to suck, losers.
I canceled mine like the day after. I was like, I'm not paying $30.
Well, first and foremost, I never signed up for Game Pass because
terrible.
I don't have that kind of time to like.
I have a feeling you're going to get another email and they're going to grandfather everybody else in. I have a feeling that that's coming. But as of right now,
that backlash was insane.
Because there's big
they
backlash.
deserve the backlash.
Hell
we
yeah.
could, you know what the perfect way to start with this is? It's not with the most recent thing. It's just like, listen, Xbox, which it's unfortunate to say, but ever since the end of the 360 era, they haven't been focused on being a gaming company. When Xbox One started with that generation, they were completely focused on Xbox One being a home entertainment system rather than a gaming system.
I know.
Yeah.
That backfired on them.
I have a sneaking suspicion that the Windows side of the company is slowly taking over the gaming side.
Yeah, 100%. You can go back, and there's evidence to show this. When they released Xbox One and they wanted to be what it was, like a lot of change in leadership happened in Xbox itself. And then throughout the years from the Xbox One era where they just didn't make any games, forget making good games, that was when they started just not making games at all. And then you go into the Series X era and it was like, why are you even releasing it? Because you guys haven't released any new games in a while. You're just buying all of these companies to not do anything with them. They've been like slowly pulling out of just the gaming industry for well over a decade now, and it's been sad to see because
they're just gonna be a streaming.
They were really
now.
trading punches.
Although to his credit, Phil Spencer has been saying for years that their consoles are not what sells them, makes sales. It's their games that make sales. Mm-hmm. So I have a feeling that the digital-only push is coming, and I have a feeling.
I think it's been all but confirmed, right?
Yes, they rescinded their thing to say that they are doing next-gen consoles, but I have a feeling this next generation is it. I have a feeling
I would be surprised if they stick to that and actually release next gen. I saw a couple articles that said they're already basically pulled out of gaming.
Has it passed really 7 years? Has it passed the 7 years?
Well, the only reason I say they stay in is because PlayStation's already pushing 6. Yeah. So that's the only reason I say they stay in. But I think after this generation,
it's really sad when you look at it, man, because like with 360, they were trading punches, and it's really just corporatization, which goes into so many industries, which is sad. But it's really just the corporate Microsoft wanted to get into Xbox because they knew Xbox was lucrative, and they messed it up. And then they're like, all right, we messed up the gaming. Let's just go straight to software only. When you go back to the height of 360, for a period, 360 was the best-selling console of that generation.
They
PS3
won
came
that
back
console war. Yeah.
Yeah, even though I agree with you, even though PS3 at the end came back, and you know the numbers will say that they sold more, that console generation was defined by 360, in my opinion.
But they haven't won a console war since.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won because they basically immediately pulled out of gaming. They immediately went to home entertainment, and that evolved into streaming now and all that.
And then now that you can play, can't you play Halo on PlayStation now? So you're just completely cooked.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Gears of War's on PlayStation, and
Yeah, that's just nuts,
And
man.
there's
How you gonna
rumors
give up your
that-
best IPs?
Well, there's rumors has it that Halo Master Chief Collection is going to be coming to the Switch too. That rumor's been swirling around.
Bro, they shouldn't give Nintendo any. Nintendo doesn't give anything to anybody else. Why are you giving anything to Nintendo? My gosh, you can't even play their games online without getting copyrighted.
Hey, one thing
It's so
you give
sad,
Nintendo credit
man.
for is at least the NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, is only $20 a year. A year.
Yeah.
You know, or
I'm so
50
mad I
if you do the
canceled if
family
they're doing the
plan.
grandfather in thing.
But Nintendo,
But, like,
every
damn.
month, they add Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo games, GameCube. They're adding every
Virtual
month.
Yeah.
But like I was saying is that the thing that I'm scared of is if Xbox does pull out of console race, I have a feeling you're going to see a domino effect, and you might see things like Xbox and Sony just go to cloud-based libraries like Steam is and just compete with Steam directly.
That looks like where it's
straight
going.
to PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either they compete with PC or they're gonna rely on what Google tried to do, but the technology wasn't there at the time. Like you said, with just cloud console gaming, where there is no console, you just play through an app.
Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna
log
lie. I'm
into an
getting
app
ready
and
to jump
everything
just
is
to PC. I'm ready to make that jump because
I've already
I'm not
made the jump. I don't know
I'm
if
not
you guys
happy
know.
with either play.
Yeah.
I was never been really a big PlayStation person, but I'm disappointed with Xbox. Not only with the Game Pass situation, but the whole AI shit. They eradicated some of their developers, and you know, Perfect Dark got canceled.
They bought all these
Gears
companies
of
just
War,
to not do anything
E-Day's
with them.
nowhere to be found. Like all these games get
Yeah.
canceled. And I'm fucking pissed. Like I was looking forward to that shit. So
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because after with the one generation where they stopped making games, they only made Gears of War and Halo games. That was literally the only games they produced. And now it went from stop making games and only making those, so that they haven't made anything. They haven't made jack shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Agreed.
all right,
It's a mess.
I've been aching to ask Kush this for a while now. So Kush, I have to ask off new topic here. What did you think of James Gunn's Superman? You are a diehard Superman fan. I need to hear this.
I am. KB, did we ever talk about this?
I think we did when we first started doing Young Guns again.
Yeah. I actually liked it a lot.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Says every
Well,
Superman
let me-
fan
I
that
guess-
they're just happy the Superman film came out.
Yeah. First of all, that's part of it. First of all, that's part of it.
Yeah, they'll take
Second of
anything.
all,
I was going to say, is that
I was
standalone or by
surprised-
comparison?
Yeah. I'll say this. I'm surprised that it was as controversial, if that's the word to use, as it is amongst Superman fans. Where I'm like, wow, I'm surprised a lot of people have gripes with it. Because that movie, to me, I was like, listen, we knew what we were getting before it was released. We were told a lot about the lore of the world before we got into it. We were told, you're going to be dropped into a Superman that's like well into his career. You're going to be dropped into a world that's been exposed to superpower beings for so long. To me, it felt like I saw somebody say this online. I'm gonna steal it. It felt like being dropped into a random episode of like Superman the Animated Series, which is a good thing because I love Superman the Animated Series. I don't like. The only thing I don't like about the movie is that sometimes the pacing felt off. In a weird way, I felt like, maybe it could have used the extra 10 or 15 minutes to flesh out some more scenes.
I agree.
But other than that, I was a fan of the direction. I was a fan of the way that the colors pop, which I bring that up a lot because I remember Twitter was going crazy when the trailers were coming out, saying stuff that the colors looked washed out. And if there's one thing that was proven right, it's like, hey, just go wait to watch it in theaters, and the colors look amazing to me. I was a fan of the story. If anybody watched Smallville, and I'm a huge Smallville fan, I know that it was a shock and controversial to a lot of people to make his parents, sort of evil. And even then, I'm like squinting my eyes at that because now it's been confirmed basically that Brainiac is the villain for the second movie. And even in theaters when I saw that, I'm like, okay, the door is still open, that message is still fake. Mr. Terrific said that human scientists couldn't determine if it was. Brainiac is another game. Like, that was always in my mind.
Didn't James Gunn confirm it that it was
he
real?
doubled down on it. Yeah.
He's before. You think he's gonna reveal another twist like Brainiac being one behind it? Because we know what the story of Brainiac is. Like, we know how Brainiac is connected to Krypton. Like, you could call it cult, but even if it's not that, like I said, I was still okay with it because it's been done before. Like I watched it in Smallville. Jor-El was not a good person in Smallville. He was actually an antagonist for several seasons. And then there's been adaptations that's done it before. I think the current My Adventures with Superman show went a little bit more that route. People just it's not as well known, and when you think about like Krypton being sort of a
but the big
conquering
problem,
civilization
Kush,
and stuff like
the
that.
big problem that no one points out is Supergirl was there the whole time. Why didn't she say something? She saw everything that happened.
I feel, and I gotta respond to you. I feel that's a superficial problem that you're not really thinking through. She's not on Earth at all. She's out there drowning her sorrows on these other planets. Which, another thing, you can wait for Woman of Tomorrow, which is based off the comic of the same name. Great story about loss and coping with loss, and how people. In Supergirl, in this case, is not good at coping with loss because she was a teenager when her planet and civilization got destroyed. So what she does is she drinks her sorrows out on these other planets. But also, she was not there when the reveal happened. She came in afterwards. Like, the span of the movie happened, I think, within a couple of days. And then she comes in after the reveal. Anything Clark can ask her, we don't see. It's not on screen. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll wait for Woman of Tomorrow. And I'll see what happens
I just feel like she just... Obviously, they have a
only
relationship there, and she didn't say like, "Hey, that's not true about your parents," or "That is true." Like that's what
I feel like Clark would have asked her too when he saw her.
She wasn't there for the reveal, so it's not.
No, but at the end of the movie,
I point out, when did she find out she was off planet the entire movie?
Well, no, she told Clark to babysit or dog sit the dog. So that's what I'm saying. So she's been there.
No, I'm saying when the reveal happened. You're not listening to what I'm saying. The reveal happened, she's off planet. So you expect her to come back after being off planet when the reveal happened and just know that this was revealed, and then for her to refute it? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that at the end of the movie, Clark sees her and she arrives. If I'm Clark, the first thing I'm saying is, hey, I gotta ask you something. I don't care if you're hungover or not. I gotta ask you something about what I just saw. And he just like, oh, she just called me a bitch. I didn't like that. It didn't make any sense to me.
And the only plot hole I see with the Supergirl thing is she needed a red sun to be able to get drunk in the first place, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When she comes back into the atmosphere in this world, she has a yellow sun now. Wouldn't that sober her up?
Yeah, you could make that assessment.
You guys are really nitpicking though, and that's
not that's a deep nitpick. I'll give you that.
Listen, I'm a Marvel guy, and I do the same thing with Marvel movies. Yeah. If something doesn't make sense to me,
if you notice so far, nobody has a legit critique of the movie. These are all nitpicks. Oh, Supergirl should have had.
I'll give you 3 reasons that lost
me. At the end of the movie, after the story's been wrapped up.
I'll give you 3 reasons it lost me. One is it took the focus off of Superman for a lot of the movie and put it onto the rest of the Justice Gang, which is fine, but I think it's too early to do so. So I think it should have been a little more Superman focused. Secondly, is it honed in on his weakness with the whole dog scene, jumping on him and everything. Now I understand he was just beat down by the other guy there, and I understand that he can show weakness and it could show that he needs saving and stuff, but they kind of they buried it when they did that. They did too much. The other thing is that I think, like you said, the pacing was a little questionable, but I think that I swear the focus was off of Superman. He was a little on the weak side. And there was a third point I was trying to circle back to, and I forgot it. But
Superman's got X-ray vision. He should have seen who the guy was behind the mask.
Oh, that is true.
He thought to do it. I mean, I saw that point as well, but I'm like, he has to make the conscious decision to do that. It's not like he has X-ray vision on 100% of the time.
And the humor.
He has to make the conscious decision to do that.
Usually, with a movie, you get a serious tone with a couple segments of comic relief to break it up. In this one, it was completely reversed. You had so much humor that you had a serious relief every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's like that was kind of.
That goes in with my pacing point. I lump that in with pacing as well because I'm like, I feel like if you have more time to flesh out some of this stuff, especially like the scene where Molly got killed, and then I think James came out and said he was like that was a longer scene, but test audiences are now my number one like they're on my hit list, bro. These guys make the wrong decisions all the time, and I don't know
It's
why
like I'm
studios
not
still
a
use them.
complete
They were
gun
like
hater.
test audiences basically made them cut a lot of those scenes shorter,
including punching
like,
Crypto. Just punch the dog. I love dogs,
yeah, like,
but hey.
It was because of test audiences that they took out the
I
Crypto
know.
getting abused thing, and I'm like, no, leave that in. Like, I don't like that you guys.
He's a
made that decision.
super-powered being. But
What's
whatever.
What's your other points, Joe? My response would be, I agree. They took the focus off of Superman for a little bit towards the middle of the movie. I guess now it's down to personal preference. I didn't mind it because we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to launch a new cinematic universe.
Yeah.
They're not trying to have this be like the Batman. So it's like I'm like, and maybe you guys could definitely I'll welcome it if you make the argument I'm being way too easy on this movie. But because I know that going in, I'm like, all right, that's to be expected. We know what they're trying to do above everything else. And then what was the other point after taking the focus off? Oh, he was weak. I do disagree with that 100%. He was beaten by his own clone that they said in the movie was stronger. That was controlled.
Like
by
I said,
the
I didn't
on the
have a
planet.
problem with that. I had a problem
Yeah.
with him showing weakness in normality, like with the dog freaking beating on him and everything. Yes, it was a playful moment and stuff, but I think they could have done a little without that. Maybe just touched on it. They stuck with it too. They hammered it home.
Are you talking about right after he was beat down though, when Crypto was jumping on him?
Well, yeah, because I mean that goes back with the pacing and the humor. I mean, they did that as a funny little moment, which wasn't really needed at the time.
I agree with you there. I feel like they should have, after one jump, it could have cut. I don't think it was a need. I think Crypto jumped on it for probably like a whole minute or two, and then dragged him. And then that goes once again. It goes back to pacing. It's like, all right, if you need to cut some time there, rather than cut some time in these other scenes where it was needed. But I do, and this is not talking to you now, it's talking to any viewers, because it blew up on Twitter. People calling him weak. I'm like, he faced his clone that was controlled by the smartest man on the planet, and he blew himself away from a freaking black hole. That's literally the strongest feat we've seen in the Superman live action movie.
The thing is, I know this may sound nitpicky, but the thing is, you're talking about, okay, the mind moves at like milliseconds at a time. For Lex Luthor to not only predict Superman's moves, but counter it using his words, Superman should be able to think faster than Lex Luthor can speak. Like, that's just how a human mind works. Not only that, he's Kryptonian. So it's like, he should be moving faster than that.
Take that same thing you just said. Now Lex Luthor is not Superman's rival. There's a reason for that. Like,
so they gotta nerf him in order to, like, it's just...
No, they didn't nerf him, but I could take what you just said and apply it to every single variation of Lex Luthor in existence across
That's why I don't like DC. That's why I don't like DC. It makes no sense.
That would just go to DC.
That's why I don't like DC. It makes no sense.
That's his arch nemesis. You could apply that to every Lex Luthor, and I'll agree with you. But if you only choose to apply it to one Lex Luthor, I'm gonna be like, you gotta be fair and apply it to all of them.
Well,
it just felt really weird. It just felt really weird how I'm watching a pretty decent battle. I would say the Superman fight scenes were really entertaining to watch, but
It's
it was
also
really
the first movie to use his legs in a fight. I don't know why they've never used it. Only in video games does he really use his legs. Yeah.
But okay, so I'm watching the fight scenes, and I gotta constantly hear Lex Luthor countering his own, countering Superman's action with his words, and I'm like, yo, how? Yeah, and I'm like, how on earth can anybody, even a human, not respond faster than somebody else giving commands in real time? It doesn't make any. The fight didn't make any sense because of the Lex Luthor thing. If you just had the clone and Clark Kent going at it, it would make so much more sense. I really didn't like that aspect of him calling the shots in real time. I hated it.
Yeah,
I know it's supposed to display.
It's
supposed to display Lex Luthor's intellect, but you could have done. He's already done that in so many different ways. Even if you watch Peacemaker, he was in there. I don't know if you guys watched it already, but there was a little bit of
season.
little hints.
I about the orgy scene. I was like, no thanks.
You can tell Lex Luthor, there's no doubt about it, he's the smartest guy on the planet. You did not need him calling out fighting moves like it's like he's playing freaking Atari or something like that, or with a joystick or something like that.
I think the way they should have done it is have him not call it out and just have him control it. That's it. Like,
I think they should have done that whole character differently. To be perfectly honest, after watching Superman and Lois, I think they did it perfect. The Superman with Bizarro Superman, I think they did that perfect. And I wish they would have taken that.
Well, there's a chance he still comes back as Bizarro, but
I think
agree with you there, KB.
Yeah, I think that's how they're gonna do
The better way
Bizarro.
to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, I think the better way to do it would have been, instead of having him call out, having control him.
Also,
in a
I don't
way
really like the
faster way.
fact that in the next movie that Superman and Lex Luthor are gonna team up against Brainiac.
I agree with that.
Already, I
That's
did
too
not
early.
like that.
That's one thing me and KB agreed on. I was like, if there's anything that's too soon, it's that.
Yeah,
See, I don't mind.
I
don't
think-
mind.
You
hero
guys should
villain
have saved
team-ups.
that for the third or fourth.
Yes,
I think
yeah.
James Gunn's gonna get fired, and I think they're trying to fast forward as much as they can. Because James Gunn's contract runs out next year, so he's trying to fast forward everything. And
damn,
if
already?
If Netflix buys Warner Brothers, I think James Gunn is
Well,
out.
Paramount's still in the game. Did you hear about that, Jay?
Yeah, they're trying to work. Paramount's trying to work out some deal.
He said he's trying to work in timing. He's trying to see what the best
I
time
think James Gunn is out as soon as this deal goes through. I really think so. And then when Matt
Why
Reeves'
is that?
Batman Part 2 comes out and makes $1 billion, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, see, this is what we want. We don't want James Gunn's, poop and fart jokes. We want Matt Reeves', dark tone.
I think you're a little. I think
I
you're way
said that
too
when we were
harsh
talking
because the
that
movie
they
made
need to-
money. It's
they
not
need
like
to
the
do
movie
Yeah, but
made
it
money.
didn't make $1 billion. It didn't make a profit.
Superman. Listen,
It didn't
Superman,
even make money
Batman,
as much money as Man of Steel,
Batman
and
is
that
their
was
biggest cash cow, and it's the only movie other than freaking Aquaman to ever make $1 billion for DC. Superman, I don't know if Superman can ever make $1 billion, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm saying that as a huge ass.
Yeah,
Superman
no,
fan.
I think
people just don't want to go to the theater to watch a guy that's invincible, unfortunately, which is stupid to my opinion because he's a great character. But I don't know. I think there's something else at play
Well,
here.
here's
I
the
think
thing.
you got a little bit of hate in
Superman
your heart.
didn't make money. Superman didn't make money. Peacemaker and Creature Commandos have not charted. So I think James Gunn is out the door. And they
What do you
just
mean by
said that
charted?
everybody under David Zaslav just renewed their contracts, but they didn't renew James
Mhm.
Gunn. So I think James Gunn
Mhm.
is out as soon as the.
That's quick for them to put so much responsibility on him, and for them to give him what, a couple projects.
That's another reason I disagree with it because he's only one movie in. We haven't seen Woman of Tomorrow's performance
Well,
yet.
no, he's got
I think
Peacemaker,
Woman.
Creature Commandos, Superman.
Yeah.
He wrote the
I said
script for
movie.
Supergirl, which had terrible test
Yeah.
screening, by the way, and he's gonna do Man of Tomorrow. See, I thought James Gunn was just gonna be like the Kevin Feige, but he's
Yeah.
writing and directing too. So like, and all his movies are like fart and tit and
that I agree with.
penis and
They give him way too much responsibility. They're making him. He's basically gone from writing, I think,
He's very
Peacemaker
vulnerable.
season 1 straight into Superman, straight into Woman of Tomorrow, straight into
Oh,
Peacemaker
and
season
another
2.
thing, Kush.
Like back to back to back.
So Peacemaker was part of the other DC, but they brought him over to this DC. They said in the beginning of Superman that he just lost his first battle, but in Suicide Squad they said that Idris Elba put Superman in the hospital.
Yeah, there's an explanation
So
for
they're
that.
like,
I know what you're
they
gonna
don't
say.
know what the fuck
No,
they're
but there's
doing.
an explanation for that. They do, Jay. You're getting mad angry right now for things that there's.
I don't like
for.
James Gunn
Everything
because
you're
all he
saying-
talks about is dicks and farts.
That's what I'm
and-
saying. You confirm what I'm
He
saying.
is a
There's
comic
another thing at
fanboy.
play
I
here.
will
You
give him
just
that.
don't like
He does
James
comic
Gunn.
accuracy.
But there's answers to your questions. I don't know if you know that there's answers to your questions, but there are answers to your questions. That's all I'm gonna say. They cleared it up several times in universe.
I will say I'm with Jay a little bit with the joking because I enjoyed
Yeah.
Peacemaker the season 2. I just finished watching the season finale. I enjoyed the series, but the comic tone is like it's really annoying. It gets kind of annoying because there is serious like stuff going on.
Yeah.
And like nobody takes it seriously. And I read comic books too, and I know that tone is there in comic books where a lot of serious things are happening. And you got like I watched a lot of I read a couple of Iron Man comics recently, and like Tony Stark's always doing these witty jokes like in the middle of serious stuff. Like it happens all the time, but it was like a little too prevalent and really mature jokes too, where it's like I don't even know if really comic junkies would or comic book style show junkies would want to have their kids watch that. You know what I mean? It's like
that's
it's
what I
really
mean, Kid Blue.
His
because
brand of humor
James Gunn's
is
like,
not my
hey,
brand of
you gotta
humor.
watch
Yeah.
Peacemaker because he's like, oh yeah, Superman's for everybody. It's a family-friendly movie. Oh, go watch Peacemaker. There's penises in it. Like,
Yeah, it gets really vulgar in that show.
There's something wrong with this dude, man.
Listen, I agree with his brand of humor, but that's just false information, Jay. He's literally said you don't have to watch Peacemaker. Now you're just spreading false.
No, because that's
propaganda.
He said that.
No, they took Superman out of theaters early because he's like, oh, you gotta watch.
But that wasn't his decision. This is all on record. This literally is all on record. That wasn't his decision. This is all documented stuff. That wasn't his decision. That was Warner Brothers. He's literally been on record saying, I wish we could have kept Superman in theaters longer, but Warner Brothers wants to up the release date of Peacemaker, so we have to pull it up.
But I never understood that.
All I'm saying is everything you're saying, there is documented evidence to prove or disprove everything that you're saying. You gotta examine both sides. That's all I'm saying.
I
agree with you and KB. His brand of humor is not the brand of humor. But he did the same thing with Guardians, and I didn't like it as well. A lot of people love Guardians 2. I wasn't a fan of Guardians 2 because of the same thing. I felt like it leaned too much into where there were serious scenes. You then break it up.
Yeah, it really takes me out of the immersion. It really takes me out of the immersion sometimes. But
the thing I'll say about James Gunn is that he's got to pivot and start taking himself out more, because he puts himself, he interjects himself into these films.
Oh my God, that was my next point, Joe. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, he was the mocap for the monkeys. He put his dog in there as Crypto. In Peacemaker, his wife is the love.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no problem with his wife because his wife is fine as hell. So I have no problem with Jennifer Holland. I love her.
All the online
I will say, it
backlash.
pissed me off that in the marketing he was in every single promo, and I'm just like, all right, bro,
no, but I have another point.
Actors do their job.
I got another point. It goes even further when you talk about it goes even further. You know how he said he interjects himself? Not only does he interject like people in his personal life, like his wife or whatever, he also interjects his like who he is in there, which to a degree can be a good thing, but it's too much, because if you look at all his projects, it's all like everybody's a rock star, everybody loves rock music, all these characters, so when does Superman ever like rock music? I don't know. And then now Peacemaker loves rock music. If you see in the second season, the whole second season wraps around this rock concert that he went to with
what are these
also in season 1, Kush, he playing Motley Crue on the piano, so
yeah, so it's like he interjects his interest, like rock music and stuff like that, punk rock, into these characters that do not have anything to do with that punk style at all. It's just changing the character and changing the vibe of it, where all of his projects seem like it's the same thing. That's what kind of annoyed me. And you know what's crazy? I don't hate James Gunn. I think he did an excellent job with Guardians, so I don't hate him at all. I don't hate him at all, and I embrace
Superman does not. Batman does not.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
And I also think he's super knowledgeable when it comes to comic accuracy. He really is. He does his homework with comic accuracy.
Yeah.
He does. So, he's really good with that.
I'm telling you, man, the Batman Part 2 is gonna whitewash, it's gonna mollywop Superman, and it's not gonna even be close.
Are they coming out the same
Also,
year?
the Penguin got 3 million people watching on HBO Max, whereas
I think that was my favorite series last year.
You know what I feel like is sad though?
My favorite series last year, man.
You know what I feel like it's sad though? It's eventually it's inevitably going to it's gonna fall apart, because you cannot have 2 different universes. Like the normie fans, the normie fans are not gonna be able to keep up at all. And even though I like the Matt Reeves Batman, I have a feeling that thing has no direction at all. It doesn't look like they want to make a cinematic universe out of it. I know they're coming out with Clayface. Who the fuck cares about Clayface?
Bro, Matt Reeves has literally said he does not want to make this into a cinematic universe, and then they have him making Part 2 and I think Part 3, because I think they wanted to make it a trilogy. And I'm
they're also coming out with Clayface too. Who the fuck cares about Clayface?
When the director makes something so great and something that's a lot of people point to oh my God, it's not a sort of Dark Knight. But a lot of people recently have been saying that is the best interpretation and adaptation of Batman ever, and the director literally says, I don't want to make this into a cinematic universe, and
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to
do it.
And then Warner Brothers is like, no, brother, you have to make 2 more movies for us. And then after they do that, they restart the DCU, and now there's all this confusion. I'm just like, Warner Brothers, kind of like Xbox and Microsoft. I'm like, you guys have no direction.
Yeah.
As long as you have no direction, don't know how you're gonna have.
I will say that the Penguin was one of the best comic book shows I've ever watched in my entire life, and it was so
Penguin
good
was
that
so
you didn't even need to be
Every
into comic
episode
books
was a
to
banger.
watch it. My mom loved it, and she does not care for comic book. My mom couldn't stop watching it, so it's like that show was absolutely amazing. But I just that universe is not going anywhere because it doesn't look like they want. If you watch the show, it doesn't look like they really want to go anywhere. They'll mention they mention Batman like once or twice in the Penguin show, but there's no cameos of different there's some Easter eggs, but there's no cameos for like other major characters. Like it's really clear that they do not want to. It's not that they need to. Is that if you want to create a cinematic universe, if you're showing the intention of doing that, you need to cameo other people to segue yourself into other projects. And it's clear they don't want to do that because they didn't.
They don't
want to
do that.
I'm not saying that's a critique. I'm saying that they just don't want a cinematic universe out of it.
Reeves doesn't want to do a cinematic universe like we just discussed, and because Warner Brothers, they don't know. Like I said, they have no direction on what they want to do with Batman in terms of bringing him into the DCU. Or keeping them separate, and this is where these are bad signs right here, because at first they were like, oh yeah, they're separate, and as time has gone on, a lot of people out of Warner Bros. Have kind of walked in. Now none of them have said, oh yeah, it's gonna be merged yet, and I think it would be a mistake if it was to be merged.
They can't merge it.
The tonal differences. Yeah, first of all, the tonal differences is too different.
Yeah.
But also they already established in the DCU that superheroes have been around for 300 years. That is not at all.
You're right. You're right. There's no talk about any other.
There's no
metahuman.
Yeah. Yep. There's no way to retcon it. It's sad to say because as much as I would love to see the greatest cinematic universe out of DC, I think the downfall of it is not anything else we said before. Is gonna be the Batman. I think the downfall of it is gonna be they are relying too much on general audiences, just kind of going along with everything, and on general audiences being able to discern the differences between these two universes. Like KB brought that up earlier. You think the random dude that is going to the movies on like the Tuesday to catch the $5 movie is gonna watch the Batman with Robert Pattinson and then watch whoever the hell they cast as Batman in DCU and be like, these are two different things? He's gonna be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Where the hell is?
Because remember, a lot of people.
Where the hell is the Riddler?
If you guys remember, a lot of people were very confused when Andrew Garfield became the new Spider-Man, and they were like, "Oh, how is this? What's going on right now? Is this just a whole new recast, or is this a reboot, or whatever?"
Warner Brothers. I'll just say it again, man. Once you lack direction on what you want to do, and knock on wood, this could be applied for literally anything in life, any industry in life. If you don't have direction, you're not gonna go anywhere. Simple as.
Yeah.
And not to mention, James Gunn mapped out his cinematic universe in front of everybody, and he's not even doing that now. So that's
he's not doing
everything.
That. And I keep going back. I feel like the parallel between Microsoft and Warner Brothers is like perfect because we just came off the Microsoft topic. Because it's like this is what they did when Snyder was doing his universe. Snyder mapped out his universe. Warner Bros. Interfered the execs and completely changed the timeline and the layout of it. Gunn lined out his universe. Warner Bros. And execs, the same thing. They're coming in, they're changing it, they're making things go a lot more fast track than it really should be. And then like you guys brought up earlier, and I agree. He should have been brought in as a Kevin Feige role. And I think even if you don't like his writing, it's like you're having him do too much. You think that guy's not going to be burnt out?
Yeah.
You think he's not going to be burnt out after doing Peacemaker? Once again, it was Peacemaker season 1. Straight into becoming the head of the DCU, writing Superman, writing Peacemaker season 2, writing Supergirl. What is David Zaslav still the DCU? Whoever it is, what are y'all doing? Actually,
it's David Zaslav.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say about DC is I know Jay likes, and this is going to be super controversial because I'm a minority in this, but Jay likes to say the restore the Snyderverse shit. I am on board with
that's
restore
why.
the Arrowverse.
Yeah, okay, that's
why.
That's why.
That's why.
Hey, I want
from a Snyder. You know what's so funny? I think both me and KB are Snyder fans.
Yeah,
we're Snyder fans, right?
I honestly,
bro.
Listen, I acknowledge that Snyderverse is like an Elseworlds type of universe. I did not mind it because one, I don't know if you guys know this about me, I don't like DC at all. I'm a Marvel dude. I can't stand DC. I don't like their characters. I like the different tone that they went in with the Snyderverse. So I wanted to keep that going. I'm a huge fan of Henry Cavill. So like I liked it a lot.
Baby. So sorry.
Yeah, he's Highlander now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like That's coming from 2 Snyder fans. I'm just like, it's
like
like
I
the
said,
meme.
though.
Let it go, bruh.
Yeah, he's a
Let it
Snyderverse
go,
guy.
bruh. It's been almost 10
He's
years
not
now.
coming
Let
back.
it go.
Am I the minority in
knew
this
it.
though? Am I
knew
the
it, Jay.
minority in this when I
knew
say
it,
I like
Jay.
the Arrowverse?
You're a Snyder, bro. That's why
Yes, you
got
are.
so
I
much
can't
hate
stand
for
the Arrowverse.
DCU.
Fuck the Arrowverse. You know what it is, Joe, about the Arrowverse?
Wait, KB. First 2 seasons of the Flash. The first 2 seasons of the
Fuck
Flash.
no,
'cause
fuck
I
it
was
all.
never a fan
Fuck
of
it all.
Arrow.
I
No,
can't
bro, the
stand.
First 2 seasons of the Flash were good, bro.
You know what it is, but you know what it is. Maybe it's just me being, a Gen Z dude. I gotta see good CGI. I have to. It's for me to immerse myself and for it to be believable. Like the acting needs to be on point. I have no problem with Grant Gustin, but the acting, the costumes, the backdrop sets, the script, everything needs to be on par for me to immerse myself and say this is good. I never watched an Arrowverse show, whether it be Green Arrow, whether it be Supergirl, whether it be The Flash, don't even talk to me about that show. I never watched one of those. Yeah, I never watched one of those episodes and any of the shows and be like, wow, that was a really good episode. Like I can't watch it. The script was terrible.
I don't know if anybody on the panel will agree with me, but just give the first 2 seasons of The Flash a chance. It's genuinely head and shoulders above the rest of the Arrowverse, and I'll say this: Superman and Lois is technically an Arrowverse show. It's technically an Arrowverse show. I consider it more of an HBO Max show, but it's technically part of the Arrowverse. Superman and Lois got what you need. They got you with your good CGI. They got you with your good acting.
I saw.
That's what everybody says. I'm gonna watch it.
I saw the Doomsday fight. I saw the Doomsday fight, and I appreciated it. I thought it was a good ending.
Because that's why I say I don't really consider the Arrowverse show, even though it's technically part of that, because it started out as an HBO Max show.
Because it's good.
That too. But it started as an HBO
Well,
Max show.
it's because it never crossed over. He crossed over in 2 episodes. He was never supposed to do that. Oh, did you know that? He was only supposed to do the 2 episodes of Supergirl, and then they hit him with.
They called him back, and they were like, "Hey, they called him back. They were like, "Hey, do you want to be Superman again? We're about to do the show." And he was like, "Hell yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's crazy? I wouldn't mind Grant Gustin being the new Flash. Like he looks like a guy that could be the Flash. I just don't care for that show at all.
I mind it because of everything we just said with general audiences.
Yeah, and you touched
they're gonna see him, and they're gonna connect it.
Touched upon the subject of CGI. One question I have is, what the fuck has happened to CGI in the last 15 years? Because I go back, and it was better back then.
Nothing. It's just timing. They rush the hell out of these editors because they just want money, and they do not allow these guys to have time. You think about
everything.
Think about the Transformers movies, okay?
For example, KB, we're both huge Transformers fans.
That's how me and
that's what split you two.
That's how me and him became friends, really.
That's how you became friends, and that's how you guys broke up and got back together.
Yeah, he remembers.
I watched you. I watched you guys.
People thought we had a falling out, bro. KB was telling me that people on his channel thought we had a falling out. But I know what KB was gonna say, bro. And shout out to Michael Bay, because there was a while where he was like one of the most hated directors in Hollywood. One thing Michael Bay did that was great, that now is a result of CGI looking. He took time. A lot of the CGI that's bad nowadays, it's not that CGI got worse, it's that studios rushed the hell out of dudes. They underpaid them, they overworked them. Same with animation studios. I'm sure you guys know Across the Spider-Verse was freaking hammered because they basically were working those animators like Switch. The reason Marvel movies started looking worse as the years go on is because they started using ILM and these dudes like Sweatshop, giving them like really short deadlines, and there's like stories out there where the people come out, they're like, these deadlines will get shorter by the week and they expect us to put out something good. Transformers, to go back to that, Michael Bay shot principal photography, and movies don't do this anymore, and they should, as if the characters were already there, as if these 30-foot tall robots were already there when he was shooting his scenes. And that helped also the animators when they got to it. It removed a lot of the work from them in terms of scaling these characters in properly. And they took like damn near a year to make them look as good as they did. It's all down to timing and the process of directing and stuff that's just kind of been removed due to greed.
The standard, listen, the CGI never got worse, because if you go back to 2007 and still watch Transformers, the original Transformers movie, I'm still in awe I'm still in
Yeah.
awe about the like the way they were able to animate back then. There's no excuse why especially Marvel movies now, because I'm really pissed off with them. The way they come out with these shows and movies now, the way the CGI looks, there's no excuse why the CGI should look that bad. When you look at Transformers, that was almost 20 years ago. It's crazy to say, almost 20 years ago, these movies came out and they looked way better than with the trash they're putting out right now.
It's all greed. They want to churn out as much as possible to get as much tickets as possible, and
Mhm.
I hope that at some point it's gonna start negatively affecting them, because yeah, sure, we're talking about it, but it needs to negatively affect their pockets before they do anything about it. That's what
It needs to affect the normies. The normies just
Yeah.
keep going and watching the movies. And granted, I keep going and watching movies too. But there's not enough backlash. The people who actually care are giving the backlash, but the people who actually care are a huge minority.
You know what's funny though? It did work for Across the Spider-Verse, because that's why Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed. That's part of the reason why Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed 3 separate times now, is because the backlash got so big for them. It's almost like they're giving the animators too much time, because I don't know when it's even being released.
And they released 2
but it
different
at least
versions,
worked for
too.
that.
Yeah. And speaking of Michael Bay, I think he has a chance to bring CGI back into the forefront.
And Michael Bay's also fighting for
think of this for a
AI
second.
not to be in movies.
Yeah, but think of this for a second. Paramount, shame on Paramount for telling Steven Spielberg no when it comes to the Call of Duty movie they're trying to make. But hey,
I heard about that. I heard about that.
Bring in Michael
my
Bay.
God. Yeah, Michael Bay for a Call of Duty movie would be insane.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you say no to the greatest director of all time? You gotta have some balls.
Guys,
to
not
tell
even that. Do you
Spielberg
realize
no.
that Call of Duty was a spin-off, I think, from...
It's his
It's called the
favorite
original
game.
Call of Duty game.
Do you think he's
No,
gonna
forget
fuck that
that.
up?
It's a
It's his
spin-off.
favorite game.
Bro,
He plays
I got
Call
you right
of
now. I'm
Duty.
gonna look it up. Call of Duty is a spin-off from this one game, and then I'm gonna give you the
Medal of
absolute
Honor?
Medal of Honor?
Yeah. Look that up, and then we'll wrap up.
Ken-
We'll wrap up here, 'cause I gotta get ready.
It's
for
Medal of
work.
Honor, yeah. So Call of Duty is a spin-off of Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor, the reason the people made it is because they were inspired by Saving Private Ryan. Who made
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan? Steven
Exactly.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
You literally turned down the guy that essentially, in a indirect way, made Call of Duty. You turned him down
Yeah.
to be the director of your Call of Duty movie.
That's
what they did.
bonkers, bro. That is bonkers.
My thing is, which Call of Duty would you guys want to see? The Infinity Ward lore or
Modern
the Treyarch
Warfare
lore?
2. That's what
They can only go with they can only go with 3 choices. They either start up the Modern Warfare series originally.
They're gonna do Black Ops, I think.
The Black Ops series as it originally was, or World at War.
Well, I think they're
That's
gonna do
the
World
only-
at War. Oh,
current
World at War is a
Black
good
Ops,
one.
I think is what they're gonna do.
I agree with Jay. I feel like Black Ops, for whatever reason, this is just me being a fan talking. I agree with him. For whatever reason, I just feel like that is what's gonna appeal to them the most to make. I don't know
It would
what
appeal
it is.
to them. Yeah, as
Yeah.
far as a storyline,
And I'm gonna
like
speak
the
this
Black
into
Ops 1 and 2, Black Ops 1 and 2, I think would be really good for them to make live action. But
Yeah.
I really want to see Captain John Price on camera, man, with soap. I would love to see that on camera though.
I'm
So
gonna
I would like
speak
Modern
2
Warfare too.
things. I'm gonna speak 2 things into existence. One, what is it? Hugh Jackman for Captain Price. Did you
Hugh
see his
Jackman.
picture with the mustache? Dude, he looks
Oh, yeah?
exactly like the mustache.
Dang.
2, if you're gonna do a post-credit scene for Call of Duty and it is Black Ops, do a zombies post-credit scene.
Oh, that would be nuts.
But isn't that gonna be a little bit early though? Just the second movie, Zombie?
Not for a post-credit scene, no, because then you can spin off and go parallel.
Oh, we'll have it be a post-credit scene that leads to a spin-off. Now that I can get
Yeah,
behind.
exactly.
Yeah. That'd be
Alright,
nuts.
well,
I
guys,
would love
I
that.
gotta get ready for work, so let's wrap up here. So, Kid Blue, I'll let you go first. I'll plug whatever you want to plug, give a message to NerdCage Nation, and anything else you want to add, man. Floor is yours, buddy.
On social media, I'm KidBlueRB27, pretty much that same username on most platforms. I make Giants content, and I crash out a lot. So I had a lot of fun talking, because I never really come out here and talk more like general stuff like gaming or movies. So like
That's why
I
we
really
wanted to have you
appreciate.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really love coming on the show. Really got to talk about a lot of that stuff I usually don't get to talk about. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, Kush, buddy. Floor is
man.
anything you want to say to NerdCage Nation, anything you want to promote, man. Floor is yours, buddy.
First off, I gotta correct KB. He's Kid Blue Official on IG, not Kid Blue RB27.
Yeah.
And
That's what I say on
think-
most platforms.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think IG is the best platform to find my co-host here on. He posts a lot of shorts on there, and a lot of them are honestly hilarious. So definitely go there. You can find me at the hub on YouTube and the hub_YT basically everywhere else. I'm just getting back into the game with the Giants, and eventually me and KB are going to be start doing some Knicks content as well as the Knicks season gets
Let's
closer
go,
and closer.
baby. They can bring us
Yeah,
a
listen,
championship. I know they can.
Exactly. I was telling KB, I'm like, listen, it's the perfect time now, bro, because they're 100% the best team in New York City. It's not even close. So we'll get to it there. But yeah, just like KB, I love when I can come on here and talk stuff that's not sports, because as you guys have gleaned from this entire stream, like we're heavily invested in all these other things too, man.
Oh, I know.
So shout out Jay and Joe for having us on, man.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, go ahead. Plug in last week's show.
All right, so if you haven't already, check out our show we did last week with Fist Vicious and RJ Sports Talk.
And then this weekend on Twitch.
Yes, more Dead Space remake.
And then next week on Twitch.
Yes, more Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
And then when we're done with Grabbed by the Ghoulies,
we're going to do the Chris scenario of Resident Evil 1 remake.
Yes, and of course, if you haven't already, get yourself a NerdCage Live t-shirt. We have so many designs, any size, any color. Whether you're a skinny booty call or a fat fuck, big or small, we love them all. The link to our TeePublic is in the description of this live stream, every video, and across the vast lands of social media. Joe, plug our social media.
Yes, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are @nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group, that is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sakes, keep it civil.
Oh, and shout out to former world champion Heather Hardy for rocking out the NerdCage Live hoodie, NerdCage Live versus Everybody hoodie. So thank you for posting that on IG. I really appreciate that. All right, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, spread this shit like syphilis so the USA from North Street to land the orange of Syracuse, New York, to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live, Kid Blue, The Hub. As always, enjoy life, stay safe, eat your vegetables, do your push-ups, go to the gym, all that good stuff. Good night, God bless, and have the best day of your life.
Good night.
Cage of
Joe.
Joe, go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom! Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCageLive.
Ooh, trying to get out of the nerd cage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!